Why did you choose our business?
For money?
You're hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done?
Money.
Money? What else am I here for?
What's up, guys? The Antio here, and today we have a video called My J Experience, because I ain't trying to get in trouble. You know what I'm talking about? All jokes aside though, my first job was last year and it was Goodwill, and I was like, it's a decent job, but it just wasn't for me, you know, and also it was a starter job. So I told my job coach, I was like, you know what, I gotta go. So she took me off the list, and here I am now trying to make my main channel a job someday. I hope and pray that it does. A lot of jobs are gonna be good, you know, a lot of them aren't gonna be bad, but that one just wasn't it for me. Also, comment down below what was your worst job experience, because I'm kind of curious to hear that. But enough yapping, let's get right into it, shall we?
Today, I'll be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears.
Yep.
A job! This is a horrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life, whether we like it or not.
Before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell, because I have a long journey ahead and I ain't stopping anytime soon. Now let's get back into the video.
And most of the time, we don't. But everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we just gotta suck it up and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day, because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But YouTube
is my passion. Okay, I've been wanting to do this since 2014 and I'm finally doing it.
Shut your bitch ass.
Okay.
Digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9-to-5 at a warehouse lifting boxes.
Yeah.
I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely because you still live with your parents, then why would you want a job?
For now.
That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Nah, that's too much. But eventually, you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills.
Yeah.
So eventually, we all have to get a
Say it.
However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job?
What?
Finding one that hires you. I swear you could send 100 applications to 100 different places and all of them would still ghost you. You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait.
I heard somebody went on Indeed and signed like a bunch of applications and they didn't get like not one. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? Don't y'all be needing workers? And y'all telling me that they got to come in personally. Like, just help them out online. It's much easier that way if they can do it.
Just to mess with people or steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience.
What?
Like, isn't that what this job is for?
How's that work?
How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear none of those people be reading them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so get the fuck on. Back when I was still applying for jobs, I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I'd never get a response back. Like,
so where do you go?
Was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business?
For money?
You're hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done?
Money.
Money? What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers. What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's.
Right.
So you gotta lie with
But somebody's got to do the work though. Like if you love McDonald's or Wendy's, I mean, hey, they work in there. They may not want to work there, but hey, somebody's got to do it. Otherwise you can't get your food. It's a job for everybody, you know?
Question they ask, you have to make yourself look as good as possible. So you gotta fake it till you make it. Even if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely. I always wanted to be a slave. Congratulations, you have successfully become
I didn't know that. They did what you
employed.
don't.
The end of your life starts Tuesday. After starting a job, I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
Jiggle my balls.
They can make
See, the only reason why I worked at Goodwill last year for a few months is because my job coach, she helped put in work for me, and I had a shadowing, and then she ended up helping me. That's the only reason how I got a job most of the time, was the job coach. Without that, I don't even know if I would have had a job.
or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with,
And of
that's
course, vocally, yeah.
amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events.
Oh.
That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders, I would mess up orders, and one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying at the wedding. Best
What?
believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kind of jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food on one shoulder. Like, damn, bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and so out of balance.
No way.
But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with my coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a
Yeah.
carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m.
Yo.
Granted, I was dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once, but I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci.
What is
And
Wawa?
I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my
I bet.
birthday today. What can I get out here for free?
You
You a bitch.
If I had trash
why?
coworkers or a trash boss, I would have not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for bullshit. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no coworkers, so I had nobody to talk to, and my
Damn.
boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So
I did a
my
little bit of
pay
cleaning.
wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win. But when payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I
Damn.
was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Man, I'm not taking it. Plus, he only paid me through Cash App. You've ever had a job that only paid you through Cash App? Man, I had it. I only worked there for a few weeks.
When I had Cash App, yeah, I told them they could pay me through it, and they usually send my money through the Cash App though.
He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for 1 day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I discovered they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations? That's false advertising.
Without getting BJ.
That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since. I'm just saying I can
You make
understand
bread.
the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream! So when looking for a job, make sure to get one
Yeah.
that you like if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different strokes!
Now, long story short though, like, I'm just trying to make YouTube my job at the moment. You know, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to grind and do what I gotta do to keep putting out these videos and be consistent so that I can get somewhere someday. YouTube has been my dream for the longest time. I was like, yo, this looks so fun, and I'm one of those anxious and shy type of introverts that don't really go out much, so I'm like, you know what? I could easily make this a job. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Keep it chill. I love y'all, and until next time, peace out.